Thank you.
Last week, yeah, he zoomed out, that was good. So. Lots of goals in the news yesterday. Up 16, they were 3 all. They're up 3 now. Leeds. Down 14, 16. Up 3. It's back. Yeah, I'll leave it here. Thank you. Yeah, I got it here. Yeah, I might just put it up.
Good afternoon and welcome to round one of the 2020 National Premier League's New South Wales men's first grade season, which is also bushfire relief round. My name is Nate Patrick and it's my pleasure to take you through this clash between Rockdale Illinden Football Club and Manly United Football Club. The lineups for today in numerical order. For Rockdale Illinden, number 2, Daniel Petkovsky. Number 3, Mick Neal. Number 6, Banri Kanazumi. Number 7, Alek Jurasevsky. Number 8, Tomoki Wada. Number 11, Maori Gauthier. Number 14, Braden Sorgi. Number 18, Sam Golisano. Number 19, Patty Savor. Number 22, Tomislav Achaba. And number 23, Jordan Fegan. The head coach, Steve Zoric. For Manly United, number 1, Dylan Mitchell. Number 2, Kieran Paul. Number 4, Sasha McCura. Number 5, Sam Gallagher. Number 6, Joe Fox. Number 8, Dominic Ferguson. Number 10, Brendan Chalakian. Number 14, Dejan Pedurovic. Number 16, Dean Beravescos. Number 17, Marley Peterson. And number 23, Brad McDonald. Coached again by Paul D. Katie Patterson is your referee for this game. This afternoon's contest featuring two teams who failed to punch their finals football ticket last season. Rockdale and Manly have an excellent opportunity to course correct and get on board in 2020. Manly United finishing in 9th last season, ahead of Rockdale Illinden in 10th by goal difference only. It is the home side in that striking red and black. The away team, Manly, in predominantly blue and a bit of red on a very Sunday. So it is Sunday, but it's also a sunny afternoon here at Illinden Sports Centre. Bendurovic inside for Chalakian. Back to Paul, the fullback. Intensity shown early by Rockdale in defence, but it leaves a bit of space for Paul. Ball cut out. Clever ball inside. Hold up play by Feigen, but it's going to break for Bendurovic. No, it's not. Excellent Rockdale hustle. Throw out everything you thought you know about Rockdale Illinden. Speaking to Steve Zoric in midweek, he said we're no longer a counter-attacking side. We're going to hold possession, switch to a 3 at the back, and if we have to, grind out 1-0 victories. Long ball over the top. Feigen not yet on the same page. Easy collect for Dylan Mitchell. Rockdale lining up in a 3-5-2. Manly United retaining their shape and the majority of their side from last season in the 4-2-3-1. Dom Ferguson slotting back into centre back with the departure of Travis Orchard. Bendurovic is searching ball forward. Gathered Chalakian just making his presence felt. Easy one for Achaba to start off with. Ball down the left-hand side. McNeil, who finds himself in a wing-back role this season, gets in a bit of a tangle, keeps going until he eventually loses it. What can Manly do with their hold-up play? Is Marley Peterson up top. Number 9, an area that Manly have struggled in, particularly last season. They only collected a goal on 25 occasions from their 22 matches, the second lowest in the competition last season. And that pass is intercepted well. Out to McNeil on the left, happy to retain possession. Kieran Paul winning a fine header. Ball goes out of play. Jurasevski, after losing possession, commits the foul. It is an extremely warm afternoon here at Illinden Sports Centre. Be plenty of rain and chill as we go along, but about 28 degrees in the shade. Majority of the crowd finding cover, but the Rockdale faithful, as always, out in the sunshine on the hill supporting their team. Ball around the corner. Well read by Sorgi. Bombs that one out of play. Lovely first touch. Peterson as Manly looked to move it to the left-hand side. Chalakian scored from here last season. Fancied another. Rockdale studied the tape. Potential counter-attack on. Manly are sending numbers back. Jurasevski down the line for Neil. Pass a little too heavy. I said this was a new and perhaps improved Rockdale Illinden. They enjoyed an undefeated pre-season. Manager Steve Zoric, we get there, demanding that the crowd have faith in his team. He knows they enjoyed the exciting football of last campaign, but hedging his bets and trusting that the team will enjoy a 1-0 win rather than a 4-2 loss. Physical work by McNeil, concedes the foul. Bendurovic can't keep a hold of the football. Lovely footwork by McNeil. Then McCarthy comes in rather heavily. We'll double check that one for you as we go, but I believe McCarthy a late inclusion. Few boos with Manly holding on to possession. Team's not going to be able to press in this heat, or certainly without the conditioning that can only be brought about through the course of a regular season. It's back to Dylan Mitchell we go, who spreads it wide to Paul. His header is to no one in particular. And once again, for Rockdale, the outlet is on the left. Diagonal swung into the middle. Lovely first touch. Unfortunately, the flag is up. Jurasevski offside. Gallagher playing a long ball over the top. Well dealt with, and indeed it will be a Rockdale throw-in on the far side. Bendurovic with a bit of space. Looking for a forward option instead. Will surely have to play it wide, but it's way too late and well in behind the overlapping Paul. McNeil Happy to play it inside. Tomoki Wada, more on him a little bit later. Involved in some lovely link-up. Rides the challenge. Eventually Manly get it away, but some early promising link-ups by Rockdale. In that area outside their attacking box. Rockdale captain Daniel Petkovski calms the storm. First time ball around the corner, lovely again from Wada. That time slightly over the top of Feigen. Gauthier, extremely strong. Wada again, it's a lovely ball inside. And a foul. Gauthier and Wada linking up beautifully very early on in this one. Free kick just outside the box. Slightly to the left for Rockdale Illinden. Dare I say, if you asked Rockdale where they'd like to take a free kick from, they may well point to exactly this spot. Gulisano and Tomaki Wada standing over it. Straight into the wall, appeals for handball, and penalty given immediately. Referee Katie Patterson all over it. No hesitation in her mind. What a brilliant opportunity for Rockdale to take an early lead here in front of their home crowd right at the start of the season. Their Golden Boot winner from last season, Alec Yurosevsky, with a very front-on run-up. Dylan Mitchell waving his arms around. Can't do a thing to keep that out. Rockdale Illinden's campaign is underway courtesy of a penalty to Alec Yurosevsky. It was after that aforementioned beautiful link-up play outside the attacking box for Rockdale that was causing confusion for the Manly United defenders. Not sure whose man was who, not sure whether to press or to stand off. In the end, they commit the foul that leads to the free kick, that leads to the penalty, and it's 1-0 to the home side. Bit of an attacking press to follow. Rockdale perhaps feeling a tad confident after getting that early goal. That one holds up in the stiff breeze, which isn't persistent but strong when it's around. Turnover in the middle of the park. Manly want to hold on to possession, but once again, more than a few Rockdale players committing to the press, which just means it's going straight back. Up the other end, brave header one. Rockdale ball. Neal looking for the 1-2. That ball a little heavy. Runs out of play. Yurosevsky with a slight apology. You can see what Rockdale are trying to do there. Certainly a lot of communication at the back. Not wanting to commit numbers forward to the press outside of perhaps 2, maybe 3. Sorgi started to go forward to join it before he was called back by their captain, Petkovski. Ball swung into the middle. Chalakian's header is straight up and under. Very well claimed indeed. Achaba with the immediate throw. He's keeping Radasavic out of the side as Jurasevski tries to go around his man. Manly reading that quite well. Peterson with space, deciding not to use the width and rather cut in. Couldn't tell you who that diagonal was to. Lovely triangles to keep a hold of the football under pressure. There is plenty of space out on the left, but the ball not good enough. McNeil, not a happy camper. Certainly a lot of talk from this Rockdale defence early on. Every time Manly do play it forward, particularly with that long ball, it does go straight back to their defensive third. Not enough support, or maybe not enough courage to keep the ball in the attacking third. We'll see what they can do on this occasion. Paul inside looking for feet. And with his attack means space down the left again. Neil working the 1-2. There are numbers out on the right. You can see Neil's intention. Interception. Rockdale will start all over again. Sorgi over to the right-hand side. Little push in the back. Easy decision. Sorgi gets the return ball. Surging down, now just inside the box. That takes a deflection. Corner Rockdale Illinden. If you read the pre-season interview with Sorgi, he said, I'm a versatile player. While I might prefer playing at fullback, I'll do whatever job is required of me. This is indeed that three at the back as it looks to be. Sorgi's playing as the left centre back. Getting forward on occasion, but it's McNeil in the wing-back role, doing most of the attack. It's that man now to take this corner. It's driven in low to the area. Did find a Rockdale boot, but shot was tame. Manly get it clear and will push out. Savour happy to watch it out. Rockdale will reset their shape. Teams trading possession. On this occasion, Kynes lands rather kindly to Manly, and you've got to look out for Dejan Pandurovic. We saw last season in the NPL and indeed in the FFA Cup. Likes to bait in his defenders, show his nimble footwork and get past his opposing player. Marley Peterson standing over this free kick for Manly United. They are down 1-0. Can they find the response? It's quite ordinary. Rockdale look to get it clear, handball. That set piece coming to moot for Manly United. We've seen a few moments of his brilliance already. Tomoki Wada, the number 8, the Japanese centre midfielder. Keep your eye on him this afternoon and throughout the season. Physical defending by Manly. Play allowed to continue. The triple press coming out from Rockdale. No joy to be found as casually as you like. Wada starts Rockdale off down this right-hand side. Long ball in the middle. Looking for Gauthier, never finding him. And I believe there's an injury in back play. Play allowed to continue, but now, as soon as someone realises the ball will go out of play, Rockdale had the opportunity, and perhaps sportingly, Dom Ferguson does get it out. Unfortunately, it is the Rockdale goalkeeper who has gone down. Dare I say, rather innocuously, the ball wasn't up that end. I'm not sure if something happened during or after the free kick, but it's been sitting on the ground for the last 30 seconds. If it's that serious that he can't stand up, you wonder if he will be able to continue. Both sides taking the opportunity to get some fluids on board. It is hot here at Illinden Sports Centre. Perhaps it's fitting in this heat to remind you that this round, the opening round of the NPL New South Wales, is bushfire relief round. We do thank you to those of you who have given so generously during this horrible Australian summer. But of course, there is still need. The NPL New South Wales working with the Red Cross Disaster Relief and Recovery Appeal, assisting affected communities to prepare, respond and recover. You can give at their website, fundraise.redcross.org.au/DRR. And of course, the massive game coming up, Football for Fires, the Football Legends match being played at ANZ Stadium on the 23rd of May, contributing towards the restoration and improvement of the local football clubs and facilities in fire-affected areas across Australia. Once again, we thank you sincerely for your generous giving. And after the early goal, this is a setback of sorts for Rockdale. Chaba unable to continue, and the man who did so much good work last season, Bradasevic, comes on to replace him, or will, as soon as he's suited and booted. No doubt, wasn't expecting to be the first substitution made. Little bit of debate about what will proceed. Sides happy to resume where we left off. Manly United with the football. Dom Ferguson, who played at centre mid or central defensive mid last season, slotting back to centre back in place of Travis Orchard, no longer with the club. No doubt his family are watching, as they do every week. Thank you, Fergusons. His side on the attack, Pandurovic double-teamed again. Rockdale well aware of the danger that can be presented. A late flag there. Pandurovic going to ground. There was a shove from McNeil. He doesn't seem to have a problem with the decision. Ball cleared by Bannery. Staying just in play and reading it excellently was Ferguson, but apparently shoving Jurasevski out of the way before he did so. Beautiful switch to the right-hand side. Pinpoint accuracy. Ball into the middle. Not really directed to a shirt in red and black, but that ball across. Controlled by the ponytail by Pandurovic. Before going out of play. Sorgi under pressure. Needs to get up quickly. Referee happy to wave play on. I thought that was a great decision. Just two players fighting hard for the football. Little high for Jurasevski. Flick header. Can't find a teammate. Gallagher forward. This is Pandurovic. You've seen a lot of it. And once again, two players coming to press. Crucial little touch by Dom Ferguson. Manly retained possession. Most of it has been in this back third. Any ball forward, really an outlet ball with some hold-up play, a bit like that one. First touch for Bradesevic. Rockdale captain Daniel Petkovski. Confident it was going to find his goalkeeper. Not sure if White has missed a pass. He started off that play. Jurasevski showing off the flexibility with the release from Dylan Mitchell. Lovely overlapping ball, well read. Banry reading it beautifully. Some good Manly defence to win it back. You wouldn't say the game is yet to really flow. Really in stops and starts. All the way back to Sorgi, who might be in a little bit of trouble. Bates going back to Bradesevic. It was a good decision. However, possession lost and Manly trying to work it through Chalakian. Rockdale have been excellent in the back line, closing down any potential attack at the other end. Ball races past Ferguson, but unfortunately for the home side, past Feigen as well. Plenty of instructions being barked by the manager to his forward players and left-hand sided players, referring to Steve Zorich. He was very kind to give me some of his time during the week to talk about his side and was extremely enthusiastic in doing so. He said that Rockdale Illinden not making finals football is not acceptable for a club of this size and with this reputation, and saw a top 5 spot as an absolute minimum. If pre-season's anything to go by, maybe he is indeed onto something. Pandurovic inside, first time ball around the corner, easily dealt with. Manly do well to fight and win, and will go again. Penjurovic swinging it towards the back post. Over everyone. Long searching ball forward. Dylan Mitchell takes the cap off and heads the ball away. Really credit to Figan, who put the goalkeeper under pressure, chasing in this heat. Plenty forward for Rockdale from this corner. Out swinging delivery. Headed back from whence it came. Rockdale will reload and go again. If you're just joining us, a penalty scored by Jurasevski, giving Rockdale Illinden a 1-0 lead. Ball not particularly well dealt with, but job done by the defence. Savour, lovely searching ball to the right-hand side. Ball is floated in to the back stick, but all the Rockdale attackers running towards the ball, out of play for a Manly United goal kick. Rockdale did beat Manly on both occasions last season. Had the pleasure of calling both those games in the one at Illinden Sports Centre. It was a wonderful come-from-behind win for Rockdale. Chalakian scoring midway through the first half. Figan replying a few minutes later, and then, interestingly, it was Sasha Mikura giving Rockdale all 3 points. For now, it's Manly on the attack through Chalakian. He is dragged down. We're going to see our first card of the game, no doubt. I believe there was Savour. Penjurovic, the one to stand over it, and no doubt try and produce a strike on goal. Might have been looking at Adam Barkhouse last season if you're Manly United, but he's moved on to Sydney Olympic. Not really a strong left foot presence. The other wide player, Charles Mendy, no longer with Manly United either. Penjurovic has an excellent opportunity to stake his claim for a starting wide midfield role. And as a set-piece specialist, his first effort of the season, high and wide. Thumping a long ball from Bradasevic over everybody. Push in the back means free kick Rockdale Illinden. Early ball down the line, catches Manly off guard. Ball into the area, doesn't clear the front post. Chalakian header away. Nothing doing in the foul department. Ball cleared away Manly will get it courtesy of a throw-in on this far side. Ferguson taking it out from the back over to Paul. Looking for Pandurovic, but it was in behind him. Once again, a few turnovers to both teams. Once again, final ball, just not there. We know it's the first round. Quality of play and understanding between teammates will improve as we go along. This heat, I'm sure, not helping either. Sorgi steps on the football. Pandurovic will say thank you very much. Back to Gallagher. McDonald, who hasn't had a lot to do so far this afternoon. Quick passes in the centre of the pitch. Manly breaking forward. Leg stuck in. Wins the football. Manly will go again. Shot well saved by Bradasevic. That's a little better from Manly United. Corner kick. Bradasevic was unsighted. Plenty of bodies in the way. After seeing it late, was happy to push it wide to concede the corner kick. Manly have three around it, so you know it's coming short. Little training ground routine. Doesn't come to a heck of a lot. Neil's touch after the ball was comfortably out of play. Dumped out of possession, Manly United, before winning it back excellently. Ball wide. Again, it's Dejan Pandurovic. Over the top, looking for Paul. Shoulder to shoulder, but it's going to be a penalty for Manly United. Side-by-side contact. But I guess deemed overly physical. Katie Patterson has the best view out of any of us. Makes the clear decision. Once again, not a lot of protest. And out of nothing, Manly United with the opportunity to equalise from the spot. Brendan Chalakian standing over the penalty. If you expected boos from the home crowd, Chalakian slides it past the keeper, puts up a little prayer because Manly United have come back in this first half. It's 1-1. More or less coming out of not much for Manly United. Little ball over the top to Paul. It's set up on this artificial surface. And so it's two penalties to get these sides' seasons and scoring underway. Has this lit a bit of a fire under Rockdale? You'll probably feel a bit aggrieved based on the balance of this contest. Long ball forward. Cut out well by Gulisano, who goes again. Lovely touch and control. One of the first misplaced passes from Wada. Bursting in on side and taking the shot was Gauthier. Just going wide of the post. Space between the lines for Chalakian. Sorjay on the first occasion. And then the follow-up effort by McNeil means there's a foul. Marley Peterson just pleading his case for the earlier incident, believing he should have had a foul. Nothing doing. As I'm sure you can appreciate, Petkovsky looks a little dumbfounded right now after that concession of the penalty. Perhaps feels he's just been penalised for hitting the gym a little too much. We'll have to get that moment out of his mind. His side of a game they need to win, and it's currently level. Pendarovic headed back towards Paul, who gets taken out after playing the ball forward. Advantage played. Excellent cutout though. Savor reading the danger perfectly. Down in back play though, McNeil clutching potentially his knee on the sideline. Manly with no urgency to say, get it out of play, and indeed Pendarovic running forward into the box. Sorgi side by side falls to the ground, gets a little help. Now there's players cramping up in the box, but more pressingly, McNeil down out of play, down on this near touchline. Katie Patterson with sympathy, but also a yellow card. Won't mean all that much if he's unable to continue. He joins Savor in the book. Play back underway. Rockdale, I believe, playing with 10 for the moment. Decision going to need to be made to get them back to their full contingent shortly. Forward run offside. Manly controlling the ball in the middle of the park. And if they're smart, they will try and use this vacant right-hand side. Ball over the top. Goes to Peterson. Tries to turn his man inside out on the left. But over the crossbar and always rising. That one only succeeds in finding the car park. Unless my eyes truly deceive me, there was no substitution made by Rockdale. McNeil certainly seems to be attempting to get back to his feet and running. This is an awfully long time, particularly in these conditions at the start of the season, to be playing with a man down. Long ball eventually finds Jurasevsky. Rockdale continuing their attack. Jurasevsky, ball across the face. No one reading it. Gauthier not taking his chance to find himself on the end of it. Remembering, of course, that Rockdale already down a sub, if you like, having made one when Achaba was forced off through injury. Bradasevic coming on to replace him. Heavy contact on Wada, foul given. And I believe it will be a second forced first half substitution for Rockdale Illinden. It's going to be a tester for a few of these bodies late on in the contest. So Mick Neal coming off. Nikola Teneski replacing him. He jogs up towards the striking position. Perhaps Jurasevsky will play more on the left. Long ball to the new man. Doesn't try and compete. Doesn't win. Venturovic back to Paul. Lovely ball down the line on the right. Starts to curl back. Petkovsky, confident. Sawaji gets the foul, running into Pandurovic, but maybe a little ankle tap on the way through. As we approach the end of this first half, it's been a cagey stop-start affair. Scores 1-1 with a penalty for each side. Just the 2 minutes of stoppage time to be added on. Gallagher happy to get it out of there. Chalakian trying to use the body. Turns his man, wins the ball, and charges down the line. Brendan Chalakian. He has magic in his boots. Needs some support because Rockdale swarming. Winning it back now that they're back to 11 players. Lovely ball over the top. Well read, Dom Ferguson. Gets it wide, and it's kept in play. Benderovic, who came in off the right flank so that Paul could overlap, finds the fullback. They try and work this 1-2 that gave them the joy in the first half. Paul's on the end of it, back inside, and eventually cleared away. A few appeals for a penalty. Not by the players, mind you. And worryingly, this could be Rockdale's reserve keeper now on the ground. Surely they couldn't both be injured in the first half of the first match of the new campaign. He is well and truly on the deck. Manager Steve Zorich going to have to get a little inventive to find his reserve keeper's replacement. If this looks as bad as it seems, that will be 3 injuries for Rockdale in the first half. 3, and of course, the maximum of substitutions made. And dare I say, possibly an outfield player in goal. Incredible scenes in the worst possible way here at Illinden Sports Centre. I'm looking towards the head coach for a sign of who's coming on. If Bradasevic is coming off, but not a lot of chat right now. He is up and moving. If perhaps he can at least make it to the halftime break, which is almost upon us, then maybe he, Zorich, Rockdale, can reassess. come up with a plan. Back with the action, Paul. We'll say with a medium throw. Well, an eventful first half, to say the absolute least, here at Illinden Sports Centre. An early penalty for Rockdale Illinden gave them the deserved 1-0 lead. Jurasevsky putting that away. And then after not doing a lot in their final third, Manly United replying with a penalty of their own. Brendan Chalakian making it 1-1. The drama not yet complete. Rockdale forced to make 2 substitutions before the break, and perhaps a third looming. You can see Bratasevic, the last off this pitch. At the break, it's Rockdale Illinden FC 1, Manly United 1. this season. Or can Manly United use their infamous fitness to get up on their opponents away from home? Gautier under pressure over to the left, and indeed, ball forced out of play. A tussle on the far side. Pandurovic dragged to ground. Just to confirm those in the book for Rockdale, McNeil no longer participating in this game with a yellow, Savor with a yellow for Manly United, Dom Ferguson. Also picking up a card. Thoughts do go out to McNeil, who really sustained a horrible injury in that first half. Went and had a quick check-in with him at the break, and he is not a well lad. Hope and pray that's not a long-term injury. Chalakian gets there first. Run was blocked off by Savor, who thought it was fair. To be fair to Katie Patterson, she's been consistent in her calling of those at Illinden Sports Centre this afternoon. Unless you're fighting for the football. Going to be adjudged a foul. Ball down the line. Flag stays down. Peterson. Shot on goal. Keeper does enough. Goes out of play. Corner kick, Manly United. Bradasovic not really seeing that particularly well, or at least handling it well. You wonder if he is indeed fighting on with that injury from the first half. Manly United corner at the near side will be taken by Brendan Chalakian. In swinger. Half dealt with. Bit of head tennis, but the foul. Coming in hard was Katsidis. Have a look at Bradasovic as he takes this goal kick. Pulls up all right. Hopefully he's just taken a little knock and back to full fitness. I'll try to check in as we go. It's Manly back in the attack. A through ball through the middle of the centre backs. Player offside. Again, Peterson playing right on the line of the defence. Pull back by Teneski, a little short. Pandurovic not able to get there. Sam Gulisano will take this throw in along down the line. Gallagher deals with it. Manly manager Paul D said that Sam Gallagher was dealing with injury for most of last season, played on where he felt he needed to, but he's fully fit, ready to go for the 2020 campaign. Both these sides looking to get off the best possible start. Chalakian was thinking Peterson was running down the left-hand side. Peterson going centrally. Bradasovic. As comfortable as you like. Long ball into the breeze. Gallagher will deal with that all day and then some. Steve Zorich not happy with Gulasano's throw-in. Wants a teammate to run towards him to throw it into feet. We'll see if those runs come. Indeed, one does. Gulasano will get it back. Eventually turned over. Gauthier falling to ground. Wada always looks comfortable. I say always like we've had half a campaign, but such is his assurance on the football. Even in this heat, he looks calm and in control. Peterson closing it down, a little frustrated. He can't keep the football after his attempt. But as we said at the start of the broadcast, this is where Rockdale are going to be a different side from last season. None of the quick counter-attacks. It's all about controlling the football and then picking your moment. Teneski looking to stand up Gallagher. Gets it down into the front post, but Dylan Mitchell never troubled it. I wonder if that counts as a shot on target. Bendurovic has the overlapping run of Paul, who does get there. Deflected cross means it's another corner kick to Manly United. Take this opportunity to shout out those watching at the Ali Cafe in Vietnam. Believe it or not, live streaming this game to their cafe. It's a midday kickoff there in Vietnam. I hope you're enjoying your afternoon with some NPL New South Wales. Great to see the game in this league getting the international recognition it deserves. The corner looping along all the way out for a throw-in. Such a high standard of football in the NPL New South Wales, often overlooked by a few. With the entry of Western United into the A-League and MacArthur Rams for next season, there's quite a number of new spots on offer. Certainly plenty of opportunities for these NPL New South Wales players to stake their claim. We won't get started on the National Second Division chat, but once again, something to keep on the mind for these players, who no doubt right now are just focused on this game. It is deadlocked at 1-1, a penalty to each side. Sorjay cleverly baits the clearance, enables Pratasevic to come and collect the ball. Such wonderfully storied clubs as well. The history of the sides that compete in this top flight competition. Rockdale founded in 1969. Famous championship in 1984, which those in the terraces still happily talk about, and indeed wear merchandise and bring signage relating to it. You work your heart out for this side and they will not forget you. Manager Steve Zorich has said that is a prerequisite for playing for his team this season. You play the full 90 minutes, offense and defense, or you don't play at all. And here they go on the attack. Gulasano's attempted cross never finds the target. I believe Rockdale are going to make their third and final change of this game in just a moment's time. Rockdale back to the goalkeeper. The outlet passes to the right-hand side. Little into the sun and hard to judge. Advantage paid Manly United. First time shot straight down the keeper's throat. Marley Peterson tried to kill it to the far post. Couldn't quite get his foot around the football. Searching ball forward down the line. Good header, Gauthier, but Manly tidying up again. They do fight for that second ball. You may well hear goalkeeper Dylan Mitchell yell about it all game long. Very vocal player in the league. Demands his side keep fighting. Again, looking into the sun, Jurasevsky unable to keep the ball in play. And that final sub can be made. Fagan coming off. He's run his heart out. Mo Ahmed coming on in his place. Opportunity for the young man to get his name out there early on in the season. Foul behind the plate. Betkovsky over to the left. Lovely overlapping run and play. Sorgi ahead of Pandurovic in the box, the cutback. Can't find his teammate. Dom Ferguson tidying up. Plea for a foul, not heeded by the referee. And Manly can go on the attack. There's plenty of space on the left. And then the push in the back is not subtle whatsoever. Gulisano may well avoid a yellow. What he does do is stop a dangerous break. Brad McDonald was the Manly man, sprinting after the football. Manly manager Paul D barking some instructions ahead of this set piece. Unsurprisingly, Chalakian back on it after Pandurovic wasn't exactly convincing with his free kick. Chalakian, header inside. Sorgi deals with it best. Getting that last touch and getting a clear for a corner that Chalakian will come over and try a repeat. Decent looking delivery. Ball still in there. Radosevich comes and punches it out ahead of the onrushing attacker. Bravery shown by the goalkeeper. And then the foul. Quickly taken by Rockdale. Out to the right-hand side, Gulisano. Wants the 1-2, he's not going to find it. Mohamed getting involved, always good to get your first touch on the ball. Make it a nice and safe one. Tomoki Wada thought he might continue his run. Bails out to come back to his central midfield role. This is exactly what Steve Zorich was talking about. Control the football, control possession. Ultimately, try and get the 3 points. Might take the 90 minutes, but after an undefeated preseason, you wouldn't want to be betting against them. Manly United in their favour have some substitutes and some fresh legs in that infamous conditioning. Can confirm as well that it is Fox in that centre mid spot, not McCarthy. He might be wearing McCarthy's jersey, but the man has retained his central midfield spot. Not sure why he's not wearing number 6 as we saw last season, but thank you very much to the referees for taking my question at the half. With Ferguson dropping back to the centre-back spot, they really need Fox fit and firing regularly throughout the season to win the ball back in central midfield. Bandarovic is going to be on this one again. We know he's a special player. We've seen what he can do, but Chalakian scored 8 goals in 22 appearances last season. Maybe he needs to get back on the set pieces. Chalakian, the 13th highest leading goal scorer for Manly last campaign, and indeed the highest overall for his side. Apart from his penalty, he's not had too many other opportunities. After his incredible set pieces last season, you have to wonder why the switch, but trust that manager Paul D knows best. Handball plea against McDonald, nothing doing. Rather Casitas, sorry, not McDonald. Just slightly further afield. Casitas now jogs back to his left-hand sided position. Ball over the top down the line. Sorgi's going to be able to deal with that. Plays it back inside. Only as far as a Manly United shirt. Wider. Back out wide. Gulisano back to Wider. Mo Ahmed getting involved again. Wider calling for it. Mo Ahmed used. And there's your turnover. That will teach me to predict what I think will happen. There is Wider winning it back though. He's got that quiet confidence about him as Dylan Mitchell comes out, loses his cap but wins the football. Seems like the type of character, Wider, that if you don't give it to him, he's going to go get it. With all due respect to Mo Ahmed. Lovely switch to the right-hand side. Nikola Teneski taking on his man. Teneski near post. Belts it in over the keeper. Nikola Teneski, take your bow, son. Superb individual effort to give his side the lead. Not a thing Dylan Mitchell could do about that. He was positioned perfectly. But Nikola Teneski catching it as sweetly as you like. Rockdale Illinden back on course.
Rockdale lead, 2 goals to 1.
Teneski was a forced substitution after an injury. As a footballer, it's all about making your moments, your opportunities count. And that's exactly what he's done there. Gets told to go easy, so bails out of his attempted switch. He's certainly in this game now, Tedeschi, clapping and talking. And there's the noise from this Rockdale home crowd. Who could forget that game? 1st of August 2018 in the FFA Cup, against Sydney FC. Sydney FC were the FFA Cup holders and minor premiers. They beat Rockdale 4-2, but it wasn't without a fight. It was in front of 4,500 here at Illinden. If Rockdale can hold on to this lead and get the 3 points, no doubt that will bring in a few more. We love the passion in the crowd in the NPL New South Wales. Rockdale again on the break, Golisano. Lovely switch. Yurosevsky, who's been quieter only since he moved to the left-hand side instead of being the striking option. Happy to do that job for his team. Ahmed tries to touch it on. Gallagher, lovely footwork. Sam Gallagher scored the first goal for his side last season. Near opener against Wollongong Wolves, a 45-yard belter, which I don't think anyone saw coming from the centre-back. As we see a change for Manly United. Club favourite Scott Balderson. I believe we're going to have a drinks break, which you can understand in this heat. That might give Balderson his opportunity to come on. At that halftime break, all the players were red in the face, some lying down in and outside the changing rooms. Referees the same, and you can't blame them. Absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Those that have come out, whether they're in the sun on the hill or sitting well in the shade, no doubt enjoying themselves. This contest far from over. Manly, as they always do, fighting in the middle of the park, pressing, winning the ball back, just struggling to find their final pass and indeed an effort at goal. Rockdale, well, holding on to possession well and completing their triangles, have also broken well using their wide players. Still a little bit open at the back in transition. That is what they want to work on. You can't expect it to be flawless from the start of the season. The artist formerly known as McCarthy, who is indeed Joe Fox, comes off. Scott Balderson coming on. I like to call Balderson the Matt Simon of NPL New South Wales. Similar striking blonde hair. And likes to get in your face. Balderson capable of playing up top, but predominantly a wide midfielder. He was last season's most yellow-carded player with 9. So expect him to give his all in the remainder of this contest. Looks like he'll play on the left. Pandurovic on the right. Chalakian attacking mid. Peterson will complete the 90, you would think, up top. Looks to be running and moving well. The up and under is caught in the breeze and in fact goes backwards. No danger done. Really is when the ball gets up in the air a certain distance that it catches that breeze and comes back. Can make those long balls tricky to time and any attempted clearance a little dangerous. Gallagher all the way forward to Pendurovic, a lovely turn. Bursting inside, the ball looking for Balderson, doesn't find the target. As I said, just in transition, all that was the long ball from Gallagher. One pass inside, Pendurovic, Chalakian, and they almost had an attempt. This is McDonald. Balderson trying to run through the line, but the ball more suited to someone running back towards your teammate. These final minutes of the game, I know we've got a bit to go, but with the conditions and with the lack of conditioning, it will be a case of who wants it most and who's prepared to be brave and run hard when your body's screaming out for you to stop. Gallagher. Yeah, to get Cetus. Gives it to Ferguson. Beraveskos, who I feel like I haven't spoken about much, finds Pendurovic, who, similar to his free kicks, blasts well over. Beraveskos really just playing the quick, easy, sideways passes, which isn't a criticism, more an observation of his role in this team. Break down any dangerous attack and get rid of it nice and quickly. Don't get caught mucking around with it in front of your defence. Give your opponent the opportunity. Dylan Mitchell loves that leap from Gallagher, but it's Rockdale with the ball. Ball over the top. Into the back of Jurasevsky. Jurasevsky made that run before the ball was played. Knew what the game plan was, just not aware of the trajectory. The man they call Jock battling away. Congratulations to Chalakian, who did get married over the break. Enjoyed some gnocchi yesterday as well. Got a fuel up before the big game. Fighting on the far side, Pendurovic can't hold on to it. Just to give you an idea of the sunshine here at Illinden Sports Centre. Not really a cloud in the sky, a slight haze, which maybe is just making it that little bit hotter, but Dylan Mitchell, Manly United goalkeeper, who is infamous for wearing his cap in all conditions. On top of that, is bending down to the ground, putting his gloves over his visor to form even more shadow in which to see. You wonder if there is a long ball or indeed a long strike. Whether he'll be sighted or not. Meanwhile, Manly with the best spell of possession they've had in this game. McDonald's diagonal. Well dealt by Sorgi. Pendurovic gets it inside. Peterson's touch away from him. Paul D not happy with that whatsoever. In fact, might be the instigation for a change. Journeyman Richie Cardozo being readied on the side here. Peterson will not play the 90. Again, was running hard and moving around, but poor touch. And Paul D immediately goes to his bench to bring on the actual number 9. I say that because Manly searching for their figurative number 9. Maybe Cardozo is their man for the role. Pendurovic keen to win it back. Linked up with Balderson. A lovely flick over the top. Tell you what, price of admission to watch Wada this season, well worth it. And that's a great switch. Taneski's touch, not what was required. Gatsidis. Ball searching forward. Ball out of there by Petkowski. Taneski touch back to his wide man. Golisano get it out of play because unfortunately there is a player down. Rockdale with no substitutions left. Can't afford it. Maybe just taking a quick breather. Getting some fluids on board. Tomoki Wada, the 25-year-old, certainly look calm and in control for the duration of this game. Experience in the K-League, playing for Guangzhou FC. If he can bring any of that class to the NPL, home crowd are going to fall in love with him quite soon. He'll have to come off for the moment, having received some treatment. We'll get underway once more. Balderson's never met a ball in the air he didn't like, and he charges forward and then slides in dramatically. The card is out. I think it's a yellow. Impossible to tell with the sunshine and this angle. It is a yellow. I told you he was the most carded player in the league last season. He's wasted no time in getting into the book here. The call is for a red, and unless Katie Patterson changes her mind, the yellow card she has out of her pocket is the punishment Balderson will receive. She may even confer here with her officials, which I think is wise. They may have had a better angle. You at home probably saw it better than many of us. He was dangerous. He was off his feet. The question is, were the studs raised? Without being able to lip read, looks like is what's being explained to the Rockdale players here. A few of the home fans not a fan of that decision. It was certainly late. Question is, what angle was the foot? Was it over the top? It seemed to be what the referee was suggesting. I'll tell you what, that's fired up if you hit. Wide of the touch inside. Read best by Dom Ferguson, who has an impeccable judgment of a football game, when to go in and when not to. Lovely play by Manly. Ball back across. Well blocked shut for handball. Ambitious when it didn't get above the shin. Just the corner kick. Player down again. Rockdale with no further substitutions. And as such, if they're forced to have a player come off the pitch, there's no one to replace them. Wada is going to fight on. He's just standing as far up the pitch as he can. Meanwhile, corner Manly, bunched away. It's going to fall kindly. Shot back on goal. Lands onto the roof of the net by Dom Ferguson. Well judged by Bratasevic. Taneski passing something on to Wada. A little beverage, perhaps. He looks at Steve Zorich saying, "What is this you're giving me?" Zorich says, "Water." Maybe a gel, whatever it is, to keep him going the full 90-plus minutes. He's now out on the right-hand side. Lovely footwork, meanwhile. Beautiful footwork, in fact. And Wada, all alone in space, after chatting with his coach, has the chance. The chip onto the crossbar. Only centimetres away. Time seemed to suspend. The ball hung in the air. And the crowd love it. This game has had everything. Goals, cards, decisions not agreed upon by all. And now an audacious chip onto the crossbar. If you're watching, don't go anywhere. Rockdale have the lead, but it's far from comfortable. Wada again hits the deck after not much contact. Straight back up to his feet. Keeping an eye on him. And there's space and time on this left-hand side. Gauthier, who's been quiet, finds Jurasevsky. Gauthier, of course, joining from Harkoa last season, where he scored 6 goals and has been on the score sheet during pre-season. It's sent back over towards him, but he was behind the play, never getting there. Well kept in play, however. Gauthier. His shot charged down. Rockdale with a lot of the football, but just trying to find the incisiveness to match. And if we saw a yellow for the last one, we're going to see another one here. I want to say this to Mo Ahmed. Apologies if I've got that wrong, looking directly into the sunlight. Maybe now Rockdale fans and support might feel like that earlier yellow against Balderson was a good call. Not trying to say they're the exact same challenge, but similar. Ball over to the left. Katsidis to that man, Balderson. Katsidis reading the through ball, but the pass back across is as tame as you like. Bratasevic gobbling that up. Lovely weighted ball down this side to Golisano. Ahmed under pressure. And this is the new Rockdale. Last season you would have seen that. Booted down the line. Players chasing after it now. Happy to hold it, pick their moment, and find the right run and pass, and that's exactly what that is. Jurasevsky fighting well. Last touch, I believe, off him. Manly United throw. Jamie Glover being warmed up on this side for Manly United. Be their final substitution. And Katsidis is coming off. Don't think he realised it. Don't think he likes it. But it's an attacking change, if nothing else, for Paul D, I tell you what. Katsidis not particularly happy. He and Paul D don't even exchange glances, let alone a handshake, to be fair. Manager D has a game on his hand. He needs to get his team back into this contest. They're down 2-1 outside of their penalty. Haven't had a lot going up front. Perfect ball out to the left. We've seen the isosceles triangle, if you will, from Rockdale on this left-hand side that time. Trying to hold on to possession and with the pressure, take the safe option. On it, Euro is the call. He starts chasing after the crowd give him the motivation to do so, but under pressure, Manly get it out to the left. This ground's number one enemy, Balderson. Plays it across to Shalakian. He tries a little trick, but Mo Ahmed, despite his youth, reading that, and the ball cleared over the stand. And out of here. Bandurovic just shoves his man over. Not particularly subtly, rather. Excuse me. There's a lot of yelling going into the box at the moment. My attention's been switched to that. I assume it's about the marking up of players. Because Cardozo was open there for a moment. Heavy attention, and in fact, 8 players in the box for Rockdale. Ball swung in. Radicevic can't get there. Manly will go again. Ferguson. Lovely 1-2. And well blocked again. Ferguson chasing after it in vain. It will be a Rockdale throw. Veraveskos barely gives you time to say his name. So quick is his passing. Doesn't like to dally on the ball. After that punch, or attempted punch, Radicevic is down on one knee. You've heard me say it enough already this game. Rockdale out of substitutions. So it will be just a slight break rather than a substitution break. But of course, that's maybe the one benefit of being a goalkeeper, some might say. If you get your treatment, you can stay on there. Unlike, of course, an outfield player that must leave the field of play before coming back on board. With having this new formation, new shape, and new personnel, then with the injuries to come after that, Rockdale Illinden will be delighted if they can keep it to just the one goal conceded. Man who's been instrumental in their defence today, not because it's been particularly glamorous, but he's just getting the job done. A fellow Japanese import, Benri Kanazumi, joined Illinden this season after a very successful season with Corrimal in the Illawarra Premier League. He helped them to win the championship, and he got the player of the award along the way. I'm trying my best to see. Again, you at home may well have the best view. I feel like I can see a jersey off. Is this it for Bredisevic, and is this it for the usual goalkeepers for Rockdale? And if so, then who goes in goal? Is it Captain Petkovsky? Or is it just a change of jersey? Sometimes in these matches, when the team has the lead, the away support, away team losing team rather, can get a little frustrated with the delay, I dare say. Not today, not this afternoon, in these sweltering conditions. As we hit stoppage time, we're going to have 6 minutes of it. If Rockdale Illinden want to get their win, they're going to have to work for it. Manly not a team that likes to hand anything to you. Mitchell this time with the cap. Gets it done. There was briefly a Dylan Mitchell hat Twitter account. Don't know if it's still out there. Wada really doesn't seem 100%. But there's his countryman, Bunry, getting it done in defence. Like I said, no nonsense defender, no fuss. On that occasion, I think he looked at the situation and said, I'm happy to commit the foul and jog back to my spot. Pandurovic has taken the set pieces closer to goal for Manly. Chilaki in the corners and the one further away. That one goes all the way through to the keeper. The Manly bench are fuming. Water bottles being thrown. Not sure if that was the delivery or just a player not chasing it down and getting on the end of it. We've seen feistier games at Illinden Sports Centre, but this one certainly had some feeling. A few niggly challenges and then that over the top and yet somehow typical slide tackle from Balderson. Seemed to get the fire stirring in the belly. With only minutes of stoppage time remaining, can Manly find the response? Or will Rockdale Illinden take the Chavapi to start the season? Sam Gallagher. There's space on the left to that man Balderson. Rockdale send two of their finest to deal with him. Balderson, not particularly subtly, throws his opponent to the ground. And then so kindly puts the ball in place and says, I'm so sorry for that foul. Here's your football back. Yeah, I didn't think so. Excellent strength by Golisano, you have to say, under pressure. We love our characters in the NPL New South Wales. The game is a catalyst often for the stories behind these players, and they are fighting until the death to get something out of their first game of the season. Ball through the middle, Chalakian. Onto his left, plays it through, Balderson! Excellent save! There is the flag up for offside. Either way, Bratasevic isn't aware. The ball's been put out for the corner. I'm looking at the linesperson. I believe the flag is up for offside. It is indeed. Glad that my eyes haven't completely deceived me. So Balderson in an offside position, taking that strike, as I mentioned. The goalkeeper doesn't have the time or opportunity to think about that. Made an excellent save while dealing with this injury. Credit to you, David Bratasevic, who's fighting on. Gallagher with the shoulder. Cardozo. Under pressure. Once again, it's Sam Golisano standing up strong. Excellent bravery by Samuel here this afternoon. Gallagher with a long throw. Flick header. Shot at the back stick is acrobatic. But no more than that. There's going to be a slight inquiry into the Rockdale Illinden defence as to why there was an unmarked player. They can just review that in the tape after the game, and not after conceding a goal. Shot comfortably wide. Rockdale Illinden fans supporting their team, quite vocal. Some believing a win is almost there. Is this a time for a third, or is it time for some game management? A bit of both, maybe. You never know what's going to happen with Jurasevski. While it goes to ground, no foul given. Manly run away with it. And that will be that. Rockdale Illinden fans and players alike erupt with the sweet success of victory. Manly United pushing them all the way. 2 penalties in the first half. One for Jurasevski, one for Chalakian. But ultimately, it was Nikola Teneski with a beautiful solo effort to give his side the lead. Rockdale holding on to get all 3 points. A few handshakes, a few tired bodies, and a few words being exchanged between the two sides. An exciting affair here in round 1 of your NPL New South Wales. It finishes Rockdale Illinden FC 2, Manly United FC 1.